Welcome back. So let's go right ahead and get into our base weapon here, and we're going to add some quick variables to get things started. Oh, sorry, not a macro, variable. So first one's going to be weapon data, right? And that's going to be our W strut, our weapon strut here. Probably should change that, but figure it out later. Then the weapon name, let's just that is string, or I think we should make it a name since we're going to be interacting with the data table. Next one is going to be attachment data. And that is going to be our attachments. Yep, there we go. Our attachment strut. Next one is attachment. And that's going to be name. The next one is current attachment name, and we're going to let this one be an array. Alright, and I think that's it. And for starters, just get a reference to our character here, and I think it's first person character. Let's promote this to a variable. Alright, now that we got that done, the next thing we're going to want to do is get some functions going. The first function we're going to create is get data table info. This is pretty much just a helper function here. It's gonna help us get our our data, whichever data we're looking for, and set it. So data table row, and maybe a weapon. Weapon name will be this weapon here, and we're just going to set the weapon data, and nothing will happen if anything is found, but you could have weapon not found, whatever. Alright, and our next one is going to be set and this one should be pretty basic. You know what, we're just gonna skip this for now and get attachment info. go ahead and hook those up. Add a return node. And just hook that in there. And you can name this whatever you want. Just gonna leave it as the output for now. Next, we're gonna set attachment mesh, right? And this is another helpful function to, you know, set the mesh for the attachment. So let's set static mesh and put that in there. Target. And attach to component, and that would be our weapon. Alright, so we want the parent to be weapon. And our target is also going to come from that target. And we should also get the socket name also. Right. I think I should go ahead for that. Alright, now one more, and this is for removing the attachments when we, you know, don't want them. So we're gonna add our get info here. Oh, I'm sorry. Our get attachment info. Look at that. Then we just want to make a local variable here. Call it attachment to remove. Alright, just so we could use that later. Alright, then we want to break this right here, and then we want to get this enum here that we created and make a switch. Alright. And from this, we're going to get a attach from and let's get rid of this. Drag our objects in there. We're going to get our objects. We're gonna set the static mesh to null. Then we just want to remove it. And the reason is we're going to add it whenever we, spawn it on our weapon. We're going to add it to this array here. So whenever we detach, we also want to remove it. And this is what we want to remove. Right. It should make sense a little bit later. Just going to copy this, paste it down here, and we're going to do it for each one of these. We're just going to switch out the okay, so we are missing one here. The mag. Let's add that in there. Move optics. So move here. Grab our mag. And we should keep it going. You guys could go ahead and finish up. I'll catch up later. Okay, I think we're moving a little bit too fast here. Let's back up a bit. This is our underbarrel. Alright, I think we're on the right track. Let's keep it going. This is our stock. And the last one, our rear attachment. Alright, now let's add a return node here. And we're just going to want to hook all of these, to our return node. So whichever one the switch ends on, it returns out. And you guys can, do your checks here, or whatever you guys want to do with those return values. All right. Now that we have that done, let's get on in our event graph here. and we're gonna add an event called a custom event. Let's add a custom event. We're gonna call it spawn attachment, right? And it's gonna have an input value called attachment name, and that's gonna be a name. All right, so what we want to do here, we want to get our current attachments, and we want to check if it contains this, because if it does, we want to remove it, you know, so we won't keep adding attachment on top of attachment. So let's get a branch here. Now if it's not in there, we're going to get our current attachments, and we're going to add it. I think we should maybe, you know, let's just go ahead. You could, you know, promote that to a variable if you want, just to make things look a little bit more clean, but just to keep going. All right, after we add, we are also gonna want to get the info. We're just gonna get attachment info here. It's a little helper function, and you know what, let's get that row name. Right, now after we get that, we want to break it. Let's get the attachment type and do a switch. Okay. And let's also promote these two variables. The socket name, I'm just going to say current. And promote this also to a variable. We should also do that too. Let's not break it, let's promote it to a variable. Let's drop those in there. You'll see what we're going to be using those for later. A few seconds there. Alright, now that we have that, we want to set this helper function here, and we're going to do it for each one of these. Okay, so that, and the socket name will be our current socket name. The new mesh will be this, and our target would be, let's see, is this our optics? So get optics in there. All right. And should do this for each, so we got 5 more. All right, let's just add them in there. So you guys can see where this is, going. So you can just keep going with me. We're almost there. All right, so socket, mesh, and this will be the mag. Socket, mesh, and that will be the under barrel. Socket, and that's it. Now, when all of this is done for each, what we want to do is essentially just set the attributes. And let's just add it here. Let's add our attachment data. And get our I'm sorry, this is supposed to be our attributes. There we go. Just let's call that our attributes data. And there we go. All right, so let's take a look and see how this works. So whenever we call this function here with the attachment name, it's going to check our current attachments array, see if that's in that array. If it's not, we're going to add it to it, and then we're going to get the info for that attachment, and we're just going to set them at these variables here so we can get them here, and then we're going to set it to our weapon, on our weapon, with these for each. And after that is done, we get that data, and then this is where this stuff happens to add more damage to your gun, take away damage, add more aim down sight speed, or whatever the case may be. So yep, I think that should be it for the weapons. Let's see if we could get something to spawn on our weapon here. Let's get our character. see how this works. All right. Spawns our weapon. Let's get an input here. Let's get a keyword input, maybe say M or whatever. Let's get K. Well, why not? It's right there. Now we should have a current weapon variable here. We're going to get, then we're going to say spawn attachment. And the attachment name is going to be, let's go back in here. Spawn the site. Let's copy the site. That should spawn our site. Yep, there we go. All right. Now let's move over to if it's on the site. We're gonna use our detach here. So let's bring it out. So if it is, we're gonna detach it from there. So and once it's not on there anymore, the attribute should not be on there. We're also removing it from there. Okay, I think that's about it for the weapons. Let's test it out, see if it works. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.